2 weeks ago, I asked you whether deep work was gendered, and the resounding answer has come in, and it is yes. I got loads and loads of messages and emails, lots of them from women and caregivers saying, oh my God, I can't switch off my phone, I can't be uncontactable, even for short periods of time, especially in this moment. I got a message from Laura saying, I'm a single mum, I'm an only daughter, I run my own business, I am the glue. And she said the thought of her phone battery dying kind of makes her shudder. Another person came back and said, you know what, I've accepted it. I can only do deep work after 8 o'clock at night because it's the only time that I'm not obligated to anybody else. So there's a huge pressure on women and caregivers to be contactable, and they're struggling to manage all of that incoming in a way that also allows them to get some really thoughtful, productive work done. A number of men commented, a lot of them privately, and said, yeah, they do see that women are often under more pressure to be more responsive than men are, but also that they perceive women to be better multitaskers and better at juggling tasks, and perhaps their brains work differently to men's.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
I spoke to Dr. Bonnie Kate Dewar, and she said that when she does cognitive tests, she doesn't screen them for gender, but that there probably are differences based on learnt behaviour and things we've practiced over time. But that still doesn't mean that women are doing their best work if they're constantly being interrupted. It reminds me of a conversation that I had 18 months ago after a conference. Wow, remember those?
Honey, happy birthday.
When there was a dinner for the speakers and the host, and I talked to somebody from Google and I said, why don't tech companies make it easier for me to manage my phone better, to decline stuff, to be able to separate my work and my home life and have some boundaries? And to be fair, he'd had a couple of glasses of wine. He sort of scratched his head and said, well, I'm not sure why tech companies would want you to use your phone less. And I think that there's something in the understanding of this that's really important, where the lack of diversity that we see in the tech industry is really playing out in the kind of apps that are available to us. I know that there are solutions, and lots have been proposed to me. You can set up numbers that can get through, you can set up different apps, you can have different ringtones, you can even go as far as to have 2 mobile phones. But what most of us want, who are busy and a bit overwhelmed, is for this to be dead easy. Our phones have already got aeroplane mode, and we're not going on many aeroplanes. How hard would it be for us also to have work mode, where we're pretty accessible and available to people, social mode, where we talk to our friends and family and engage with the world as we want to, and then perhaps HQ mode, where, to be honest, everything's shut out apart from the things that, if we don't connect with them, are going to cause us a problem later in the day. And that could be as simple as a delivery driver, it could be the doctor, the school, the vet, the nursery, it could be members of your extended friends and family, but the ability to distinguish between the call saying, hey Christine, do you want to come for dinner in 3 weeks' time, versus I'm trapped under a wardrobe, could you come and help me, would be a really useful thing to be able to screen. Crikey, there's a boat coming up the Thames. I'd love to know your thoughts. I know you're going to have answers to this. I know some of you are going to say, Christine, mate, it already exists. Well, send me the answers. I'll share them. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. You'll obviously get through to me because I've got no ability to screen you out at the moment. Speak to you soon. Take care.